Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sesh. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Good morning, hotties. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful little episode of Smoke Sesh. My name is Hannah, your host of the sesh, and I am so excited to be back with you guys. Apologies about last week. You know what? I haven't missed a podcast in a long time, honestly. I love doing this podcast. I love sitting down with you guys, but I feel like I do really need to be in a mental state where I am maybe uplifted, maybe in a good mood, maybe not wanting to DIE, just to keep the vibes good. Do you know what I mean? Which is why I kind of missed out on last week. So sorry about that. If you didn't see an episode, no, you're not crazy. I am. That's why we didn't have an episode. My life kind of got a little bit out of control, a little bit too chaotic for my brain to handle. Thank you, Gemini season. Happy Gemini season, by the way, all my Gemini hotties. I turned 25 on Saturday, this Saturday, June 1st. I'm so fucking excited. This Gemini season is going to be so good, but I really just kickstarted my way into it with all the chaos possible, imaginable, unhandleable. I'm gonna be gone, not from this podcast, but from my usual life activities. I'm basically just gonna be traveling all of June. So I've kind of been overworking myself a little bit most of May. And when it comes to work like this podcast or vlogs or Patreon or anything like that where it's creative, I love that. That is not work that takes away from me. That is work that completely fulfills me, which is why I get so sad when the shit that does take away from me gets in the way of the stuff I love. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I had a hectic week. I worked 65 hours last week at a job that physically and mentally kills me slowly. Love those paychecks, but my God, is the general public just absolutely insane. I showed up to work and I was the only bartender, manager, server, you name it, for 8 hours in a full busy restaurant on a Saturday. And when my manager finally turned up, she was like, hey, can you stay an extra 2 hours? And I just started sobbing and I left. Sometimes you have to let out a good cry. I had worked 65 hours that day or that week. I worked 5 days in a row, which you're bitch, 5 days in a row. Yeah, but they're all 12-hour shifts. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And then she had the decency to be like, but can you stay an extra couple hours? I just broke the fuck down. I did, because here's the thing. I'll push myself and I'll work fucking hard. But once I reach my breaking point, I break down really fucking quickly. It takes a lot for me to cry. Not that I'm the kind of person who's I don't cry because I shut off my emotions and I don't care. No. I don't cry because I process my emotions pretty fucking well. I have no choice. I have BPD. If I don't process my emotions, I'm going to be trapped in a fucking jail cell that is my brain. So we have no choice, basically. But once I get overwhelmed and I just get overworked and exhausted and tired and you fucking name it, I just completely and utterly break down. It's like a piece of paper dissolving in water. I just literally crumble in front of people. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, you can go home. Yeah, bitch, I was going home either way. So that was fun. Started sobbing at work, left. I still had tables open. I still had people I was serving. I was like, I'm clocking out. I'm leaving. My AC was broken. So it was the first hot weekend of spring, summer. The Midwest gets really fucking hot all of a sudden. And I'm like, why the hell is it 110 degrees middle of May? Hello. And my AC was out the whole weekend that I was overworking myself, including the day that I was supposed to be recording this podcast. We had, electrical men in my apartment trying to fix it. So I was not going to sit around them and talk about smoking weed and probably sex, drugs, alcohol, love in front of them. So I didn't have time to record. And then I also caught this like weird summer cold. I still kind of am suffering from it, where I just had like this crazy headache, body aches. It was probably just because I was overworking myself, runny nose, sore throat, you fucking name it. It was just the holy trinity of, my God, am I exhausted and tired, and I need a fucking break. So I appreciate you guys allowing me to take that break. I feel like we as a whole, the Smoke Sesh community, have created such a fun little safe space that, you know, if I take a week off or if I communicate and I'm like not feeling it, not feeling you, but just not feeling life, like love y'all, but your girl's just going through it. You guys are so fucking supportive of me and so uplifting. And I got so many kind messages just being like, we love you, stay strong. You know what I mean? And it just made my heart so happy because I love doing this podcast and I love creating this little Smoke Sesh community with you guys, and hearing from you guys and talking with you guys is honestly the highlight of my week every week. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for taking care of yourselves. Please, this is a reminder, do not burn yourself out. You have to prioritize yourself. It's okay to say no. It's okay to take a break. In fact, you probably need a break more than you need to keep working forward. So just take that fucking break, chill, relax, rest. Your life will get back on track. I pinky promise. But my life is back on track. I still like made a little fun self-care vlog last week. I didn't want to just not create anything. So I did a cute little fun hangout self-care vlog. If you want to see that, that is up on YouTube. I believe my YouTube is at Smoke Sesh Shoddy. So go give that a little listen. Go give that a little comment. Hi, love you. I'm just trying to put more content out there for you guys because I love connecting and I love creating, and you guys really just bring out a fun creative side in me. So I appreciate all your support, and I appreciate you guys standing by me as I navigate life. You know, sometimes you gotta have a good friend to hold your hand and walk you through it, and I'm glad we can be that for each other. So with that being said, welcome back to another fun episode of Smoke Sesh. I have a lot to look forward to. There's a lot you're gonna be hearing about from me. My birthday's this weekend, so me and my boyfriend are taking a little excursion, a little vacation. We are going out to just like a cabin in the woods. I know you're probably like, Hannah, what? Scary. But I just want to be in the fucking woods frolicking around like the little fairy I am. That is all I could ask for my birthday. I'm turning 25, which is a little crazy. But honestly, every year I just get sexier and hotter. So next episode will be a birthday episode. I'll go over some things I've learned throughout the years and try and give you the best advice I possibly can, while also getting you excited for growing older, because honestly, every single year I spend on this planet, I really just keep having more fun. I keep understanding myself more, and it is so worth sticking around. If you don't feel like it, trust me, I have not felt like it, but it is so worth being here. So we'll talk about that next weekend, and then in 2 weekends I will be gone for like a week and a half on a girls trip with some girlies that I have been best friends with since like, honestly, for like 10 to 15 years. Some of them since birth. Literally, our parents had our baby shower together. Like, we were fist bumping in the womb. Like, these are OG girlies that I just love and have spent so much time with. And honestly, part of growing up is just you kind of grow away from each other. And although you love and support each other, you may not connect as often as you'd like, or, you know, you have a little bit more distance in between you. So it's nice to finally just spend some time with them and get some good girl time and have a little sleepover. We're going to go like horseback riding. We're going to go hiking. We're going to live our cowgirl dreams out in Yellowstone. So that's going to be so much fun. And yeah, those are my June plans. It's going to be pretty busy. I will have a podcast up when I'm gone as well. I'm going to pre-record, maybe do a little about me, since a lot of new people have found this and found me, and honestly, so happy to have you here. Welcome. Kind of crazy how quickly things skyrocketed. I think I took a break, and then the universe was like, see, you give yourself what you deserve, and then I'll give you what you deserve. And yeah, like, over 1 million of you guys have found this podcast and found my Instagram and have really been enjoying my content. So welcome if you're a new viewer. If not, I'm happy to have you here. My OG viewers have been here for like 3 years now, which is crazy, going on 4. Wow, talk about a long-term relationship. But yeah, we're back to regularly scheduled content. Don't worry, we're gonna get into all your questions. I have so many call-ins to go through as well. Let's see what's on your mind. Let's see what you're going through. Let's talk about some boys. Let's talk about some girls. Let's smoke some weed. Let's eat some food. And let's get into it. Love you. I am gonna chug a little bit of this latte real quick though, because we need to caffeinate up before we smoke. My boyfriend is so fucking sweet though. He knew I was having just he knows when I'm having a bad week because I come home sobbing and rolling around on the floor and he's like, oh my God, bitch, what's happening? He's like, oh, hey babe, what's going on? So he took me on a few dates last week because I took some time off from life in general and I needed to connect with myself a little bit. So he took me on a few dates. We went to a baseball game. If you need a fun little summer activity, a little people watching activity, babe, go to a baseball game. Our tickets were like $15. Get those $15 nosebleeds and just hang out and watch the people around you and have a little laugh. Like there's nothing funnier than the Jumbotron, getting a hot dog, getting a beer, getting some peanuts, I don't know, and just like chilling in the sunshine. So we did that, and then we also he took me strawberry picking. Like, are you kidding me? If you want to see the photos, they're on my Instagram at Hannah Marlene. But we went strawberry picking. I made some fresh strawberry pastries. We just hung out and frolicked in some fields and had some strawberry donuts and strawberry lemonade, and it was so great. It was so sweet. And then I worked yesterday and I came home and he had like deep cleaned the whole entire house, like scrubbed the baseboards, did the laundry, did the dishes, all the things that just like are the bane of my existence. He did those for me. So love him for that. Thank you for keeping my life on track so I can keep being hot, sexy Hannah. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. But let's get into some of these questions. Someone said thoughts on very strong love within female friendships versus life partner love. I think it's the same exact kind of love. Maybe there is, but maybe there's no like sexual attraction. But the kind of love that exists on the platonic level is the same kind of love that exists and keeps like relationships alive. It's the same passion, it's the same love, it's the same devotion. And I think people take their friendships for granted a lot because they prioritize like relationship love over friendship love. But you can find and receive the same kind of love that you're seeking in a partner in friendships. And in fact, I encourage you to seek most of your love in friendships. They're going to be more stable. They're going to be more understanding. They're going to be probably more fun and less messy. If you are out there seeking love and seeking devotion and you want to be in a relationships, pause. Look around you. Do you have friends you can pour your love into? Do we have friendships we can pour our love into? Because you're going to get more out of that than you probably ever would a relationship. I promise you. And not to shit on relationships, I just think people prioritize relationships a little bit too much. Like, being in love is so fun, but like, you can be in love with a moment. You can be in love with your friends. You can be in love with your family. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to only prioritize love in a romantic relationship way. You can prioritize love in an every moment kind of way. And once you start seeking and finding that in your life, I feel like it starts to bloom and blossom a little bit, actually a lot better than if you were just seeking it in men, in relationships of that sort. So if you need some love, don't go after that man hitting you up at 2 a.m. Please, for the love of God. You have so many friends around you who want to love and uplift and support you. So lean into that. Someone said, Hannah, what the fuck is going on at all? Hope you have a wonderful day. Literally no one knows. No one knows, and that's the beauty of Gemini season. Don't try and figure it out. Don't try and put a label on things. Don't try and secure anything right now. Just have fun and live in the moment and do the best you can this very moment. That's how you survive Gemini season. That's how I survive every day as a Gemini, let's be real. But you have to roll with the chaos, okay? Right now, you are on a inner tube in a floating river, and your goal is just to hang on to that inner tube and ride the waves the best you can, okay? It'll get a little bumpy at some points. It'll get a little fast at some points, maybe a little slow, but you stay on that fucking inner tube, you hold on, and you lay in the sunshine and have a little laugh and enjoy your time, you know? But yeah, no one knows what the fuck's going on. Don't try and figure it out. You're just going to confuse yourself. Cute solo date ideas. Back home from college and have no friends. Girl, pack a picnic blanket, pack some strawberries, pack some chocolate, make yourself a sandwich, put some markers and a notepad in a bag, go to the local park and lay out in the sunshine. That is my perfect solo date. In fact, that's what I spent a majority of the pandemic doing. When I was living with my parents in the beginning of the pandemic, when I needed to escape from life and get the fuck away from them. Because I love my parents, but holy shit, do they drive me crazy every once in a while. Like, hello, that's what parents are for. I would literally just be like, okay, I'm going to the park because social distancing. Like, I'm not talking to anybody at the park. I'm just minding my own fucking business. But also it felt like a nice little escape. So if you need a solo date, I would say just like pack up some fun things to do, go to the park, go on a walk, go people watch. Honestly, people watching is one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, go out, enjoy, don't hold yourself back, especially this summer. This summer is all about going after what the fuck you want and not holding yourself back. Babe, we are outside this summer. Someone said, I want to stop drinking but don't want to miss social events. The balance is so hard. Yeah, I feel like, especially with drinking at a young age, like a lot of people's social events do revolve around drinking. It's like we're going to a bar, we're going to a brewery, we're going to blah blah blah. And that's fun and fantastic and great. It just gets really draining. It does. Oh my God. Alcohol. Listen, weed, I can smoke weed all the time and feel okay. Not everybody can feel that way, but I know personally that's how I behave and act. Like I can smoke a joint and I'm not going to be hungover tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? But alcohol, when you're younger, it's fun, but I've spent so many of my years drinking. Like I started drinking at what? 13, 14. Do you know what I mean? And I'm turning 25. Like I've spent at least 10 years of my life drinking, and all I've learned from it is it's not as fun as you think. It's not. I love now having like a little craft cocktail or going to a local brewery and sampling something or getting a bottle of wine from a local winery, you know, something where it's like more of a connection rather than this need to be drunk in order to socialize or this need to be drunk in order to fit in. That is a very dangerous path to fall down. And I feel like a lot of people, especially in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s, start falling down that path because it's so easy and everybody around you is doing it. But my God, does it slowly kill you? My brain functions at like half the capacity it did the day before if I spend the night before drinking. It takes so much out of you. Your body has a hard time processing it. It slows you down, you know what I mean? And sure, it's fun in the moment, but that next day, oof. The older you get, one thing they don't tell you is the older you get, the worse your hangovers get. Like I can only have a couple drinks and I know the next day is going to be a bitch. You know, like I know my head's going to be throbbing. I know my joints are going to hurt. Holy shit, am I 80? Maybe, but I know I'm going to not feel great tomorrow. Whereas when I was 21, I was blacking out. I'm taking 12 shots in the span of 2 hours, blacking out, throwing up till 5 a.m., probably doing a vast majority of other drugs, and then waking up at 8 a.m. and like clocking in and being completely fine. That's crazy. But yeah, the older you get, the more you realize, wow, this really has a toll on me. And then you'll start questioning your relationship with it a little bit more. I'm kind of a moderation gal. Do you know what I mean? I love everything in moderation. Everything needs to be taken in moderation. Love, sex, relationships, drugs, alcohol, food. Moderation is key, okay? Too much of anything is going to be bad. Too much alcohol, not good. Too much food, not great. Too much sex, my pussy's gonna be hurting. Do you know what I mean? I think if you want to reevaluate your relationship with alcohol, I would just start reevaluating how you're consuming it, when you're consuming it, and if you can do it in moderation. I think a couple drinks here and there is not that big of a deal. When I started focusing on the moderation, though, I started realizing, oh, I can't do it in moderation. And that's when I realized my relationship with alcohol was not the best, because it was either I'm having 10 drinks or I'm having none. So now I'm kind of on the side where it's like, I'm going to have none or one, but I have to be really careful with that because holy shit does it take it out of me. And also, if you're afraid of like missing out on social events, I think you can easily replace alcohol with something else, like a liquid death can, a sparkling THC beverage, perhaps a nowadays or a wink beverage, maybe a joint, you know? I love replacing alcohol with weed in my life, especially because I know weed isn't going to make me feel bad, and it's also the same kind of social lubricant. So someone asked, self-love/confidence building, self-sabotage is real. Honestly, I really believe a lot of my lack in self-love and confidence was because I didn't believe I deserved it. Like, I didn't think I was cool. I didn't think I was hot. I didn't think I was sexy, which is, I mean, obviously untrue. But a lot of that like lack I found in myself was because I didn't believe I was deserving of it. Bring back thinking you're cool. Bring back uplifting yourself. Bring back thinking you're the baddest bitch on this planet. I think you really need to lean into the egotistical side because you haven't indulged enough. When you're young, I think it's very important to be a little bit more selfish than you feel comfortable with. And I'm not talking selfish in the way of like hurting people or putting people down. I think selfish in the way of like uplifting yourself unnecessarily. You know, like you have to build that confidence in yourself from the ground up. So it's going to feel a little odd. It's going to feel a little awkward. It's going to feel a little bit, ooh, you know, because you're not used to being selfish. You're not used to prioritizing yourself. But bitch, you only have one life to live. And there's only one person who's going to be with you at the end of this fucking road. And it's yourself. So you might as well build a good relationship with yourself. Okay? Don't be afraid to be selfish. You are cool. Affirmation of the day. You are cool. You are hot. You are sexy. You are loved. You are supported. You are uplifted. Okay? Let's get those affirmations going. Let's get a little, you know, a little selfishness going and bring back thinking you're cool because you are. All of my self-sabotage behaviors, tendencies, things like that were simply me not believing I deserved something or not believing I was cool enough or not believing in myself, period. Believe in yourself. If anybody's going to believe in yourself, let it be you. Anyways, we need to do some call-ins. So thank you to all the girlies who sent in some call-ins. I love hearing your voice. I love hearing what you guys have to say. So let's get into it.
So, I need some advice. My boyfriend has BPD as well. I've been dating him for about 5 months now. And this relationship, navigating it has been very difficult since the beginning. But not only do I love him, but I also have a very nurturing and caring personality. And I love to be there for people and help them. So I'm a Pisces, he's an Aries, if that means anything. But sometimes I feel like he's not trying to help himself, to like not get in those headspaces. And sometimes I'm feeling a little exhausted from it. Like, I feel like I'm really doing a lot and I can't express my own feelings without having to think about how he's going to react to it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've been an evil partner before too. And I hate to say you have an evil partner because I don't know everything about him. I'm just thinking about my past experiences. Especially with BPD, there's a lot of control issues going on. He is not going to like it when you control him, especially if he's in a bad place. He's not going to like it when you voice any sort of opinion that you have. So I would say I hate to break the bad news to you, but your love is not going to fix him. And I know your little Pisces heart is like, but I can, but I will, but I can do that. And my love can fix everybody. No, it can't. If he doesn't want to get better, he's not going to get better. And I hate to break it to you, but like we talked about before, if someone doesn't want to change, they won't. When you said, I feel like he's not doing the work that he needs to do, he's not. Probably because he doesn't want to. And it's not your job to help a human being be the best person they can be, because, babe, you ain't getting paid hourly to be his therapist. In fact, you're probably losing money and time and precious energy. And if you are 5 months into a relationship, once again, 5 months into a relationship, you should be head over fucking heels, okay? There might be minor problems here and there, but overall, 5 months into a relationship, you guys should be like rose-colored glasses fully on, crush psychosis fully in, both of you kind of pretending you're perfect human beings because you want to be a perfect human being for that other person. You are in the honeymoon phase, okay? You should not be having a lot of problems at 5 months. And if you find yourself feeling exhausted at 5 months, I think you need to get the fuck out of there. Those problems usually do not start occurring until a year into the relationship. So, it's okay to have mental health issues. That doesn't mean that you need to fix him, okay? And I love you, and I think you deserve love, and I think you deserve everything that you've ever dreamed of, but I think you deserve healthy love. And also, once again, women are not rehabilitation centers for broken men. Please don't make yourself into one. I love you. Where to look for affordable rings? I lost half of mine and my fingers need some deco. Illy. Love you. So I have some, ignore my nail that popped off yesterday. I get my birthday nails on Thursday. But I have some cool rings. I'm a Gemini, so of course I have to have one hand silver and one hand gold. I did lose a few of my rings. Most of them are hand-me-down. My great-grandmother was a silversmith and worked with silver and turquoise, so I got a lot of really fun, cool jewelry from her. Shout out. Never got to meet her, but I carry the bad bitch energy with me every day. All of my other rings or jewelry or whatever, every single time I take a trip, and I'll probably be doing this with my trips coming up, but I always look for local crystal stores, local jewelry stores, local metaphysical shops, any sort of witchy shops, crystal stores. I always go there to do my shopping, and I'm not buying crystals, I'm buying jewelry, because those places always have the best jewelry, even locally. Like, look up your local crystal store, your local witchy store. I guarantee they will have a jewelry section, and they'll have pretty premium kind of stones and crystals and really good silver. You always want sterling silver, and it's always going to be pretty cheap because they're usually a small local store. It's not a big business that's trying to upmark everything. They're just trying to move products and get people in. So I bought this ring last time I was in Arkansas, like $25. My 2 middle rings I bought, I think, in Denver, Colorado. They're probably like $50 each. And they last a lifetime. Gold's a little bit trickier. I would say maybe look for gold online, especially like eBay. I think that's the best place to find cheap gold. But you always want solid gold, not gold plated. You want something that's going to last you a lifetime. That's the only thing worth your money, period. For my birthday, I think I really want to go get some new rings and go explore and find some cute places to shop and decorate my fingers a little bit more. So that's where I found my rings and had the best luck. I hope you can find some as well. Let's smoke, though. I feel like it's that time of the day. Trying to navigate smoking this with a microphone in my hand is so difficult. But with that being said, cheers. Oh, it's such a nice, beautiful day out. I'm recording this on Memorial Day. I think my plans for the day are just record this, get outside, maybe eat a fucking hot dog. I already ate one yesterday, but it's the American spirit, you know what I mean? That's the only way I know how to celebrate, is eating 69-cent hot dogs. How to keep it spicy in the bedroom. Love you, girl. I listen to you while I work, period. I wish I could listen to a podcast while I work. Unfortunately, I have to listen to the general public. Ugh, okay, but so glad I can accompany you while on the job. Hopefully I make your day a little bit easier. Keeping it spicy in the bedroom. Act on impulse. You know? Like I woke up this morning half awake. My boyfriend acted on impulse, immediately just started eating me out. Shocking, but also, hey, I ain't gonna complain. Do you know what I mean? It really is just like feeling that carnal desire with your partner in tandem, okay, together, and going after it. You like don't hold yourself back. This isn't a performance. This isn't a, I feel like the whole porn thing has really ruined our people's perception of sex because they think they have to put on the world's best performance or they don't deserve love, which is insane. Girl, you are not making a video. If you are, go for it. But this is real life. You're alone in your bedroom. Like, it's okay. Chill. It's not a performance. You're connecting to desire. You're connecting to sensuality. And you're connecting to the other person. That's how you keep it spicy. I mean, you can go to the local sex store and get some fun toys. You can scroll on Adam and Eve together while sitting in his lap. Find some fun things to spice it up that way. Last time me and my boyfriend were on vacation, we went to the two places we really are always like, yeah, fuck it, we'll go is sex stores just to check it out. Also, they have the best bikinis for summer. Like, honestly, great. Incredible quality, cute patterns, pretty cheap. And crystal stores, both kind of my ideas, but he's just happy to be there. But last time we went, we got this like strawberry like nipple cream, so when they lick it off it's like strawberry flavored. Like who knows what the fuck you're gonna find. That's a fun way to spice it up. But I think a lot of the times, like when people feel the desire dwindling in the bedroom, it's because you're doing a performance-based activity, not a connection-based activity. Girl, it's all about connecting. It's all about feeling yourself, feeling the other person, giving pleasure and receiving pleasure. So lean into that. I feel like when my sex drive went down, it was because I started seeing sex, and this is my own warped up mind perception, not good. But I started seeing it as like a chore, as something like I had to do, rather than as something that like I got to do and I could have fun doing. And that had nothing to do like with my partner. That had everything to do with why, I don't know why, but for some reason that's how my brain was perceiving it. And so I really had to work on how I thought about it and redirecting how I thought about it and interacted with sex. So if you feel like your desire is dwindling, girl, lean into pleasure. You deserve pleasure. You deserve to feel good. And that's what sex is literally all about. I feel like this podcast on YouTube is definitely going to be taken down. I just said sex about 15 fucking times in the span of a minute. But yeah, go to a fun store, go check it out, go find some new things, talk to your partner, connect with your partner, act on impulse, lean into desire and connection and pleasure. Also, you don't have to like jump right into it. Do you know what I mean? Like, take the whole day to just like kind of foreplay a little bit, like build it up. So then by the time at the end of the night, when you finally have a moment to sit down with each other and spend some quality time together, you know what I mean, ladies, then it's just like you're basically like jumping on each other, like take the day to like lightly touch and, tease and haha funny, you wish. So then it's like fun for both of you and it's like a game and you get to build that up. But yeah, love you. Get crazy with it, Ooh. I've been here a few times. How to stop dating losers. I slept with this one guy and regret it so much. It's okay. You're going to have regrets in life. Don't overthink it. Period. The more you overthink your regrets, the more they consume you. It's okay to overthink to the point where you understand and you forgive and you will never make that mistake again. But just constantly overthinking it for the sake of like basically just punishing yourself is not going to make you a better person. So like chill on the thinking about it. It's okay. Sometimes all you got to do is just be like, yeah, I don't know, I fucked up. I'm sorry. Everybody makes mistakes. That was definitely a mistake. Noted. Did not enjoy that. Did not like that. Let's not do that again. That's all you can really do with mistakes, is just be like, okay, it happened, whatever, now I know better. Sometimes you have to learn through action, all right? But to stop dating losers, first of all, I think there's two things you really have to do. A, you have to understand yourself. You need to connect yourself before you connect to other people. You can learn about yourself in connection to other people, which is where I think there are some benefits to dating losers every once in a while, because you're like, oh no, now I know what I don't want and now I know what I do want. Do you know what I mean? But I think without having to go through that experience, you can just connect to yourself and really start understanding yourself. So then you know what you want, you know what you deserve, and you don't put yourself in any situations that are beneath you. Okay? So not only holding yourself to standards, but also holding other people to standards. It's okay to have standards. Okay? You're not being judgy. You're not being mean. You just know what you want and you go after it. I love learning from women. Okay? I love being around women and seeing them interact with the world and being like, I see that as a woman, noted. I liked that behavior. I liked the way you handled that. And at my new restaurant that I work in, I deal with a lot of Eastern European women. If you don't know anything about Eastern European women, they are some bad bitches. They are some tough bitches. They know what they want. They ask for it because they know they deserve it, and they know they don't deserve anything less, period. And it doesn't, I feel like some people think it comes off in like a rude or demeaning way, but as somebody who has interacted with a lot of Eastern European women and comes from a long line of Eastern European women, I know that it's coming from a place of, I just know who I am and I don't settle for less. And no shame on you. I just know what I want, Like there's no meanness behind it. It really is just like a full, confident understanding of self. And that is so sexy. Every time I see that, I'm like, yes, ma'am. Like, period. I need to be on this wavelength. I need to hold myself to these standards. I need to hold the people around me to these standards, even if I don't know them, So not only holding yourself to certain standards, but also holding other people to certain standards. It's okay to have standards. Also, if you're like, I don't even know what my standards are, it's okay to go through bad experiences in order to understand your standards. Like, yes, I dated losers, but guess what? Now I know what a fucking loser is and I know who to avoid. And sometimes, especially when you work better through experience, you got to go through a couple bad fucking experiences to understand what a good experience is. Do you know what I mean? So like, it's okay. Don't hate on yourself too much. Don't overthink it. It's not going to solve your problems. Understand what you didn't like. Understand what you will like. And don't settle for less. Period. Hi, bestie. Please armpit lightning tips for girls who want to have their arms out. I don't know those because I think you should stop hyper focusing on your body so much. Period. I have stretch marks. I'm developing spider veins in my legs. Shout out to my mom. I think that's just a part of our genetics. I'm sure my armpits are darker than my body. In fact, like even like my in between my legs, like where they rub, is darker than my body. I have stretch marks. I have scars from life myself. Anything. I have acne scarring. I have back knee. I have a mustache. My ears are probably dirty. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I am going to be not aesthetically attractive because I'm a human. And that's okay. The more you hyper focus on what you look like, the uglier you get. That is something I really had to learn. I thought like, oh, well, if I hyper focus on my pores and my acne, then they'll go away. No, bitch, they got worse because you stood in the mirror for 2 hours picking at yourself because you wanted them to go away. Chill. You know what's in this summer? Not giving a fuck what you look like and feeling yourself and uplifting yourself and know you're deserving of love and appreciation no matter what you look like. Okay? Some of the baddest bitches, sure, they're not perfectly put together. They have this like inner confidence where it's just like they don't give a fuck. And not like I don't give a fuck in a gross way, like I'm gonna be gross and it's your fault. It's like they're not gross, obviously. They don't give a fuck because they know they're human and they're probably going to be a little unaesthetically pleasing every once in a while. Hello. So no, I don't have any tips other than stop staring at yourself so closely. Allow yourself to be human. We're all going to be a little weird or messy every once in a while, and that's okay. All right? I love you. I love you. I love you. Someone said how to just do it. Wasn't the last title of my episode Just Do It? I think so. Growing up, I grew up like on a big lake in the summers. And one of the activities you do in the middle of the fucking Midwest on a lake is you go cliff jumping. And doing it a couple times, you kind of realize like the same feeling you get from like jumping off a cliff is the same feeling you get sometimes from doing real life experiences and events. It's the same kind of heart palpitations and fear. But when you're up there on the cliff, there's only one way down. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to choices in real life, there feels like there's a million fucking ways. But in reality, there is only one way down. And the only thing you have to do is put one foot in front of the other. You don't even need a kickstart. You don't need to jump. You have to just put one foot in front of the other and trust. The same way you cliff jump is the same way you take action in your life. Sometimes it feels terrifying and you're going to fall to your death. But in fact, the universe does have you. There is a bed of water below you. You're going to be okay. You just have to work through the fear and do it anyways. One foot in front of the other. There's only one way down, babe. How should I stay motivated about hunting for jobs? I haven't even had an interview. Apply for just like crazy fucking jobs. So the same way you're applying for jobs that you know are kind of like in your range. Like for me, it'd be like server, bartender positions, social media management positions, things like that. Also, like fuck it, apply for like crazy positions you never think you would go for or like get but sounds interesting. That will keep you kind of like excited about things without getting burnt out, because there's always some weird crazy fucking job out there that you can apply for. Who knows if you'll fucking get it, but also like what if you do? What if you do? It keeps the excitement alive. Like maybe you go work for a music company and you travel and you do music. Or what if you go work for like you move states and you go work for this huge law firm? Or what if you go internship at this hospital and do this position and you move and you try something new, or you try a new area or try a new field? Like fuck it, just start applying for places that you're like, you know what, this sounds crazy, this sounds interesting, I know I'm probably not gonna fucking get it, but whatever, I'll shoot my shot. I think that will keep the job spark alive without making you feel like this is a chore. You know what I mean? Don't hold yourself back. The people who get the farthest in life are the people who believe in themselves and put themselves out there. Even if they don't know if they can do it, they will just figure it out. So try, just do it.
Hi Hannah, this is like my second time on here. It's always scary filming these, but not filming, But okay, so basically my friend is in this like on and off like really toxic relationship with this girl. And she will spend all of her time talking to us about it, and then she will just like back, like they'll be back together. And it's like, I've just spent 2 hours giving you advice. You've been like crying on my shoulder, and yeah, it's fine that I'm doing all of that, but then for her to be going back to her, it's just like, oh my god, like why am I giving you this time? So then me and my friend went to her and we were like, listen, like if you're not going to take our advice, we love you, but like what do you want us to do? And she was like, I just want you guys to listen, which I totally understand, but I feel like I'm just always listening to her talk about this, and we're never actually being friends, I'm just listening to her problems. So like, what do I do? Yeah, I love you. Thank you if you answer this.
Okay, love you. I have been this friend, especially my toxic relationships. When toxic men take up all of your fucking time, sometimes that's all you can really think about, and that's all you want to talk about, because he's eating your fucking insides and he's eating your brain. She's eating your brain. I'm just thinking about my experience. So she's in a toxic relationship. Okay. She keeps coming to you and complaining about it. Okay. She says she just wants someone to listen. It's okay to be exhausted of listening to it. Say, yeah, I know you want someone to listen to you. I don't think I can do that anymore to you as a friend, because A, you're not being a friend to me because you're not wanting to spend any friend time with me. You just want to come to me and complain about your problems. Bitch, get a therapist. I don't want to be her unless you're paying me hourly. It's okay to get a little harsh with your friends like that. Also be like, I don't want to hear you complain about the same things over and over and over again, because I think you deserve better, and it breaks my heart when I hear you talk about these things. You can also be like, I've been told both those things by friends in the past, and it really helped me re-look at how I was talking about things and re-look at my relationships and be like, oh shit, they're right, I am in a really bad relationship. Let me work on that internally so I can get out of it. But also when somebody is like, I just want to complain to you, I don't want advice, I don't want you to give me advice, I just want to complain. Sometimes the best thing you can do is really hear them complain. But like I said in the beginning, if you're fucking over it, if you're tired of hearing them complain about the same things over and over again, you can just be like, yeah, wow, that really sucks. You've been talking about that for a year now. I can't believe you've been putting up with that for so long. Oh my God, yeah, no. You've told me about that like 10 times now, and that just really sucks that you keep putting up with that. You know, like agree with her. Like, yeah, that shit's awful. Why are you dealing with that? You know what I mean? Put it into a perspective where it's like, no, you're reiterating their thoughts back to them, because I think it helps them like recognize and deal with those thoughts rather than just getting them out. They're getting it out and then receiving it back. So then they have to kind of process it a little bit more. Like, yeah, damn, bitch, I can't believe you've been putting up with that toxic behavior for 2.5 years now. I've been hearing about it for so long. I thought you would move on by now. I thought you knew you deserve better. Sometimes, as a friend, you got to give them that tough love. You know what I mean? What are the vibes in 3 words, please? Sensual. I like that word. Sexy, sensual, satisfying. That's what I'm going after this summer. How to get out of your head and into your body. I think you need to put on like a 5-minute yoga flow, like beginner yoga flow. That is a great way that I started connecting with my body. I didn't realize I had so much body trauma until I started doing yoga, and I felt like uncomfortable moving my body at all. And then I was like, oh wait, that's not normal. Like I felt uncomfortable connecting with it. I felt like I maybe was just like used to being dissociated about my body. Not healthy, thought that was normal. But once I started moving my body, I realized how unconnected I was to it. And I think the best ways to connect to your body are not staring yourself in the mirror, or I guess maybe decorating yourself. That's a great way, but in movement. I think that is the ultimate best way to really connect with yourself and connect with your body. For me, that is either dancing. Okay. Put on your favorite music, dance around in the mirror, dance around in your bedroom. It is so fucking satisfying. Dance around in the kitchen while you're cooking. Just move your body, allow yourself to move your body, allow yourself to feel the beat. And also, if you want a more practical approach, something that's like a little bit more structured, a quick little yoga flow, okay? A walk in the park, working out. Moving your body in some sort of way that is connection with like A, simply moving, okay, allowing your body to move, and B, generating like oxytocin, so then it like has a positive reciprocative effect, and you start associating it with positive things. So for me personally, I live a more structured thing, so I do a lot of yoga flow, just simple 5-minute stretch, move my muscles, move my body. But also, if you feel a little bit more lively and you want to put yourself out there, just dance, just have fun, just dance, just move your body in that sort of way. Great way for connecting and great way for like positive reciprocative energy regarding your body. Hot girl hobbies. Literally whatever makes you passionate. I think that's the hottest thing ever. Let me think about the hobbies of the hot girls I know. Roller skating. I know a lot of baddies who roller skate. I could never, because I don't want to break my bones and I'm a scaredy cat. But like my boyfriend skates, and I know he would love to be like, oh yeah, my girlie is a roller skating baddie. But I'm just not that girl. And I had to accept I'm not that girl. But I love girls who are that girl. Do you know what I mean? Because they're fully themselves. They're fully leaning into it. That's what makes it a hot girl hobby. Knitting. I'm like, I could never pick up knitting and doing things with my hand that often, but like I see bitches out here in their matching crochet set or like knitting a blanket from scratch, and I'm like, that's hot. That's hot. Like amazing. Love it. Incredible. Horses. Okay. I see horse girls everywhere, and I'm like, I'm terrified of horses a little bit. I don't really need to be near them that often. I mean, love an animal, would love to pet, like hi, but not my cup of tea. But it's theirs and they're fully into it, and that makes it a hot girl hobby. I think it's just something that it's like, you know what, I'm passionate about this, and fuck it, I'm just gonna go after it. I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. This is what I'm obsessed with. This is what I like. Fuck it, let me do it. You know? My current faves are spicy hummus, cucumbers, fresh coffee in the morning, The Jizwa honey lip oil in that like strawberry sorbet red. Oh, I love a red lip oil. Long hair, denim, baby pink, obviously. French tip nails. I just got my toes done with a little slutty French tip, and it's just so good. Toe rings, poetry books, and bibliographies, like stories people have written about themselves and their lives. Love reading those. Pink joints, weed that a man bought me, and crayons. It's an odd list, but honestly, that's kind of the vibe I'm on right now. Someone said my boyfriend keeps liking other girls' pics when I've brought it up before help. Well, he likes it, so you should just start posting it. My theory is, you know, if he starts liking ass pics, girl, just start posting ass pics. I mean, that's what he likes. Why would he have a problem with it? I mean, let's be real. That's how I feel about things. I know people get on here and be like, oh, I know, it's just a like. It's just, I just scroll through my page and blindly like things. Bitch, if you're so fucking dumb that you're blindly liking an ass pic when I'm laid up next to you naked every night, we obviously have different priorities and you're obviously too stupid to be with me. It's that simple. And no, I'm not jealous. No, I'm not controlling. No, I'm not whatever people want to say about women who have standards for themselves. I just don't like that energy, and I don't need it anywhere near me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, no, he knows what he's doing. If you've asked him before more than once, he's gonna keep doing it. You're gonna keep feeling bad about yourself. I recommend just leaving. Straight up. A lot of people find themselves in relationships and they're like, but he's not changing for me. He's not doing this thing for me. He's not, you know, and I hate to say it, but you either stay in the relationship and you fucking deal with it, or you leave and you go after what you deserve. Because if I'm being honest, people really don't change. I mean, they will in certain instances or cases, they will change. But I don't think that's what you should rely on. I think that person who is sitting in front of you, you need to either fully accept or get the fuck out. Because a lot of people don't want to change, don't need to change, don't think you are deserving of change. So stop waiting around for it to magically happen. I think also a lot of women will be like, oh, so I just have to sit here and put up with it? No, no one's telling you to do that. If you want to sit there and put up with it, that's fine. But also, if you know what you want and you deserve, why the hell are you not going after it? Sometimes you just got to see a certain behavior and you got to be like, I don't want that around me. Let me get that out of my fucking life. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, liking ass pics, liking naked pictures of women online, any sort of thing like that in my relationship is a no-go. And I make that very clear. I feel like sometimes, you know, misunderstandings happen because people don't know what other people want or desire because there's a lack of communication. So feel free to say what you believe and feel free to say what you need in a relationship. And if they can't meet those things, you have two options. You either stay with what they can give you or you move on to what you deserve. And you're like, girl, an ass pic is not that serious. Sure, some people don't give a fuck and I respect that. But for my crazy girls like me who are insane, yeah, it's okay to remove yourself if needed. You don't have to stay crazy for a man. You can find peace elsewhere. I promise you. Please, someone said, girl, I got a vibrator and came in 5 minutes, period. I got my first vibrator at, we're going to go with 18. And yeah, life changed. Life changed. Don't use it too often though, because it will de-stimulate you. Pro tip. Summer hygiene and skincare tips. Trying to smell and look edible. I think a good perfume is necessary no matter the time of the year, but especially during the summer, because with the right kind of perfumes, and unfortunately with the more expensive perfumes, just with the perfumes that kind of last all day, my favorite right now is the Glossier You perfume. They have like a little rollerball version that I keep in my purse at all times so I can just throw it on. But the more you sweat, the more that perfume starts making itself known. So if you're a sweaty girl like I am, you know, it's hot, it's summer, put some perfume on that you really enjoy because it'll make you smell good all day. Baby wipes. This is a tip that I learned from like my festival goings is When you're hot and you're sweaty and you're outside, sometimes a baby wipe is really nice for your face, for your armpits, for your skin, for your legs, for other places. You know, I love a baby wipe. All right. In the summer as well, I think a good sunscreen is really necessary. I'm still trying to find one that doesn't break me out, but I do know that Neutrogena makes a really great one that's like 100 proof and doesn't make you break out. It's like a body spray. Love that one. I still need a face one that is good. Sunscreen is so very important, but I think it's okay to ditch the makeup in the summer, okay? If you find yourself like your eyeliner melting down your face and you're like, it's just so hard to keep up, that's okay. You don't have to wear it. You know, I feel like my skin, especially when I'm hot and I'm sweaty, I break out more if I have like a foundation on than if I just don't have anything. The sun is also really good for my acne. It like dries out my skin a little bit. I feel like I have the best skin of my life in the summer because I don't wear any makeup and I just be in the sun all the time. Nasty. Up in a nasty girl, nasty. I've had the song stuck in my head for weeks now. Is somebody gonna match my freak? She ate with that song. Anyways, if you want to know my summer plans, I just posted a little reel on Instagram. Basically, my summer plans this year are tiny bikinis, tan lines, fresh fruit, shared joints, sundresses, swimming, local parks, local wine. Overall, just a good time. That is exactly what I'm going for this summer. I'll be posting another cooking reel on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. If you want to watch on Wednesday, you guys have really been loving my recipes. Glad I could teach you guys how to cook and have some fun doing it too. So I really only make munchy food on my Instagram, and honestly, I only ever eat good food. So if you're wondering if it's yummy, yes, it is. Someone said random, but how does your family feel about your social media work? I don't think they care. They really don't. In fact, I think they think it's kind of dumb. But also, I don't really give a fuck what they think. Do you know what I mean? They don't like shame me or anything like that. I'm also like not doing anything crazy on the internet. I just have a podcast and I chit chat with you guys and I make fun, cute videos and I take fun, cute pictures. You know, I really am just like sharing my life very openly. And they're not like that. So I think they think it's kind of odd. But also, I don't really care. They're still my family and I love them and they love me. But also, there's other things about me that they find more interesting than this. You know? I feel like this is for the girls and the gays, for my friends. Not my parents. I don't need them to listen to this podcast. I don't need them to hear me talk about getting my back blown out. That is not something that needs to happen. And I think they are aware of that. I think they're like, no, we support, we love. We don't have to interact. The number one thing I did to protect my peace on the internet is block people. I love blocking people, okay? My parents and my siblings were the first people I ever blocked. Not because I don't love them, but because I prioritize their peace of mind. You know what I mean? They're aware of what I do. They know my Instagram. They know this podcast. I think it's just like, she's doing her thing. I'm going to let her do her thing. They're too focused on themselves, quite frankly. And honestly, as they should be, you know? Someone said, I'm 19 and I'm still a virgin. I have zero experience and I feel so behind everyone around me. Illy, by the way. I think I was still a virgin at 19. No, not 19. Well, oh my God, I'm so old now. Here's the thing. It's okay. Take your time. Okay? Because I feel like once people lose their virginity, they get a little boy crazy. So it's okay to have not lost your virginity because you're probably extra focused on yourself. Which, if I'm being honest, in your 20s, in your early 20s, in your late teens, you should be completely and utterly focused on yourself, not sex and relationships. So it is okay to still be a virgin. In fact, I encourage it. Now, if you're like, oh, I just feel behind, you know, whatever, don't rush your process. You're going to push yourself into some situations that maybe are not the best for you. So it's okay to hold off a little bit until you feel the most comfortable, all right, to hold yourself to some standards. You're not behind. I promise you. I was in your shoes. Okay, you will have hot, fun, kinky sex. It will come from experience, but take your time getting there, okay? You do not have to rush the process, because any rushed process is just not going to be good, you know? And yes, I was the last one of my friends to lose their virginity. And honestly, at the time, I thought that was like, oh my God, I just, blah, blah, blah. I wish I would have waited till like fucking 25. Like, I wish I would have stayed focused on myself and like maybe had a vibrator, you know? Like, sometimes that's all a girl needs in life. So don't rush yourself. Don't push the process. It will come to you naturally, but allow yourself the time. Anyways, cheers. Any tips for the limerence girlies who can't get over their exes a whole year later? What the hell is limerence? I've been seeing this a lot recently. Is this a TikTok thing? I haven't been on TikTok at all. I've been on Reels recently. Honestly, loving Reels. I fucking hate TikTok Shop. It completely ruined it. Okay, limerence, the state of being infatuated or obsessed with another person, typically experienced involuntarily and characterized by a strong desire for reciprocation. Okay. So limerence is just you going after a person because you want their appreciation, when in reality, you can just find that appreciation within yourself and be satisfied. You're pining after this person because you think if they accept you, then you'll all of a sudden become a whole human. It's like the princess kissing the frog. You're like, oh my God, now I'm a person again. That's not going to happen. I hate to break it to you. I've done this before. I've been in limerence before where it's like, but their love would fix everything. Babe, no, it's not. They're just going to fall in love with you and you're going to be in the same fucking problems. And now you have a person attached to you and you're extra stressed out. The dick wasn't that good that you need to be in limerence. I promise. You know what? I'll put on the Patreon this week a cord cutting ceremony. I'll show you guys how to do a cord cutting ceremony to spiritually remove these people from you. But I think the best things to break limerence is you really need to focus on the physical, okay? I need you to go get a sugar scrub and scrub your body clean. Scrub your scalp. Comb your hair. Physically washing away this energy, scrubbing it out of you, okay? I need you to go into your bedroom. I need you to change your sheets. I need you to buy new sheets and put them on. I don't care if they're fucking thrifted. Buy sheets you've never slept in before. Put them in your bed, especially if you slept with that person in your bed. I need you to change those pillows cases. I need you to change the pillows out if it's that fucking bad, okay? That favorite top you have that you went on 10 dates with them in, girl, put it in the back of your closet, forget about it for a year, and then come back to it. You need to change up the physical so then the internal is also changing and you're not constantly being reminded. That's how you break limerence. You guys, I watched Challengers with my boyfriend the other night. 2 best movies I've seen recently. Saltburn, not so recently, but loved it. And Challengers. We need more gay movies. How come the gay movies are better than the fucking straight movies? Well, obviously. But like, please, I need more weird gay movies. They are so good. They keep me so enthralled. I love it. Challengers, so fucking good. So good. Great ending when they hugged. Oh, so precious. Please go watch it. If you need a good movie to watch, go watch Challengers. I wish I would have saw it in theater. But yeah, that is probably the most interesting movie I've seen in a while. That and Saltburn. Honestly, I'm ready for a Saltburn summer. Who has a mansion I can come visit? Hit me up. I want to come swim in your pool and run around your gardens. Let me know.
Hey Hannah, I just had to pause your podcast to ask this little question, but basically I'm 20 years old, I'm a college student, and I work part-time, but most of my money goes to weed, and that's where my issue is. I have a somewhat unhealthy relationship with weed, pretty dependent on it, but I'm definitely a lot better than I once was. But now my newfound issue is that I'm spending all my money on weed. If I have $20 in my bank account, I'm like, 16 of those can go to an eighth at the dispensary. Like, any advice how to properly budget my money so I can save money for weed, a little fun, but also not spend all my money on weed, because right now it's not really an issue considering I'm in college, but I know when I'm a big girl, have a big girl job, it's gonna be a fucking problem. Any advice would be so much appreciated. I love you so much, and I think I'm running out of time. Thank you.
Yeah, weed's expensive. Well, it can be expensive. If you're going to the dispensary, girl, look for deals. Shop those discounts. You know what I mean? It'll all be good. It's coming from a dispo. But I think if you're trying to budget, but you still want to smoke, like your smoking habits are out of control, you're just buying premium too often, it's like, girl, get that bag of shake. It's okay. Save your money. It'll also help your tolerance lower a little bit. You might not be like as blasted as you would like, but like get a little dab cart on the side and then get a bag of like really cheap weed and save the $100 that you would have spent on the premium. And yeah, like I love a discount. I don't really buy my own weed, but I was not trying to flex there. I'm so tired, and I just send my boyfriend to do everything for me. I think, yeah, if you find yourself spending too much, it's either coming from smoking too much, so let's cut back how often we do that. And also, like, if you're only buying premium shit, like, of course it's expensive. It's okay, you can buy the cheap stuff every once in a while. It's not going to kill you. I promise. Also, you're young. It's okay. This is a learning experience. Work with yourself. You'll get there. But yeah, if you're spending too much money, let's just reevaluate how and why and where we can cut back. Someone said I got too drunk at a party and dropped my fave Benjamin in the toilet. No. Oh no. Low-key, if I was drunk enough, I would have picked that shit out of the toilet and dried it off and hid it. Because I'm insane. I've done worse. Like in my drug fueled days, I've definitely like taken my nail and scooped some random white powder off the ground and ate it. Not encouraging, but like crazy enough for sure. Illy, please talk about what to do if you hate your job but can't quit. Apply for jobs while on the clock. Literally while you're on the clock. You can be serving and still applying for jobs, girl. While you're on the clock and making money on their dime, get as many benefits as you can out of it. Use the coffee machine as many times as you fucking can, okay? Drink as many Dr. Peppers as you want. I don't know what kind of benefits you get from your job. Maybe you have like a fucking breakfast bar because you work for a Fortune 500 tech company and you're spoiled. Girl, go have breakfast 10 times. Do you know what I mean? Like, take advantage of your job as much as you can, and while you're on the clock, apply for other jobs. That's how you stay sane. Also, talking shit with your coworkers. If you have coworkers to talk shit to. Oh no, someone said I sledded too close to the sun and I think I have herpes and also have caught feelings. Also, do you remember last week and I was like, oh, I have herpes? It was a joke. It was a joke. I want to reiterate how stressed out I was. I broke out into hives on my lips. That's how stressed out I was. I have never experienced that ever in my life. But the doctor was like, no, those are stress hives. And for some reason, they're just around your mouth. They went away very quickly once I was not stressed anymore. Maybe they're stress hives because you're entertaining too many people. Like maybe you need some time alone. After my time alone, my stress hives went away. But once again, if you are going to slut it out this summer, and my God, I encourage you to do so. If you want to, if you would like to. If you don't force yourself to do so. Don't, all women are different. If you want to slut it out, please do. If you want to be celibate, please do. But if you are going to be, if you're going to have a slutty girl summer, please, my God, get tested. Please get tested in between every partner. And in fact, I encourage you to bring up that conversation with your next partner because their reaction will really determine what kind of partner they're going to be. If you're like, oh, when's the last time you got tested? And they're like, tested? I would never do that. It's like, ew, are you mature enough to be having sex at all? Like, at least bring it up. If they're like, oh, no, I haven't had time, I have in the past, blah, 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 blah. Here's the partners I've been with. I know they're clean. Like, if they can have a mature conversation about it, you can have this puss. You know what I mean? But if they're going to be immature about it, are they really mature enough to be sleeping with you? Let's be real. Are they really going to get you off? Probably not. Probably not. So go get tested, go get yourself a little nice pill, get that shit taken care of. It's okay. I think the older you get, the more you realize how common cocaine and like STDs are in the adult world. You're like, oh, I thought that was rare. No, girl, you're gonna catch it like the fucking a cold. All right. So yeah, just stay tested, stay protected, make sure you're protecting yourself sexually always. And it's okay to catch feelings, you know. I love the crush psychosis where you're like, I want to be the best version of myself possible so then I can win them over. A little unhealthy, but also like there's a lot to be taken from a good, fun little relationship, you know, whether it's a relationship or not. You're still having relations with each other. So in my opinion, that's a relationship. You know what I mean? Just have fun. That's what the summer is all about, especially Gemini season. Like, we're all about fun. Don't take things too seriously. Enjoy your fun. Focus on what you want. Communicate. Just to keep your life easier. And yeah, most importantly, have fun. Someone said, my boyfriend has a different humor, in parentheses, immature, than I do, so I find myself embarrassed for him. Girl, he's a man. What do you expect? You know what I mean? Like, he's a man. Even the smartest, like 6-foot tech bro, Harvard grad is going to be like, haha, farts at some point. He's a man. He's a man. Sometimes you just have to look at them and go, that was fucking stupid, and move on. Or like, be like, LOL. And move on. You know, if it's annoying, maybe the clash of humor is gonna get in the way, but also he's a man. He's gonna make a fart joke or a dick joke every once in a while. When men make bad jokes, the best thing you can do to get them to stop is to just be like, A, that was stupid, you're not funny. That's a little mean, but hey, we're gonna be mean every once in a while. Or B, laugh. As soon as they see you laugh, they're like, okay, moving on to the next joke. You know what I mean? But yeah, men make bad jokes constantly. Oh my gosh, someone said my boyfriend asked me to go on an ayahuasca ceremony with him. I told him that it made me anxious and now might not be the best time to experiment with different psychedelics, but it makes me just as anxious for him to go without me. Should I support him through his spiritual exploration even though it makes me uncomfortable? Love you. I think you just have a control issue. I also have a control issue, girl. I feel you on that. And that's why maybe the ayahuasca ceremony is not great for you because you don't want to feel out of control. But also the best thing you can do as a partner is always just be like, yeah, you know what? I support you. As long as you do it safely and you enjoy your time and it's something that you're passionate about, like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, my boyfriend's going to be out skateboarding for 12 hours today. And it's like, he just wants to play outside with his friends. Who am I to say no to that? Who am I to be like, oh no, I need your location. I need to know where you are. I need to blah, 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 blah. Girl, free yourself, okay? You don't have to control everything around you. It's okay for your partner to go off and explore and be themselves in separation from you. And in fact, I highly encourage it. I think my parents' relationship is so healthy because they spend 12 hours away from each other, bettering themselves and focusing on themselves. And then they come together at the end of the night and they share their highlights and their lowlights of the day. And they just enjoy the time that they do get together. I think that's why their relationship is so healthy. So yeah, I really, in my relationship now, it's something I had to work on very early on because I do have BPD and I do have a bad control issue when it comes to like emotions and the people around me and things like that. And it's something I actively wanted to work on so I could make my next relationship very healthy, the one I'm in now. So I think this is a great time for actually this to happen because it'll be a great practice for you and for them, so you guys can have your own individual experiences and grow as individuals. But yeah, I did the Patreon podcast last week, even though I didn't do a podcast. Patreon.com/smokesesshotty. I always do an extra podcast on there. If you submit a question on the Patreon, I always answer it every week. So if you feel like your question is not answered here, I will get to it there. Always. I'm like, if you're paying money, I will answer your question, period. Like, I post so many other things, but let's be real. But if a few of you guys are asking me about like psychedelics and have I done them and do I have any experience, and the answer is yes, I have experience in most drugs, if I'm being real. In fact, a lot of them. And my favorites by far, my best healthiest experiences, let me rephrase, has been with psychedelics. Not acid, hate acid. Too long. I don't want to be stuck in that fucking thought loop that long. I do not have a fun time on that. I feel too out of control, especially as somebody who has control issues. But one thing that really helped me and helped me rephrase how I think about things and how I approach things is mushrooms. I say if it comes from the ground, they're fairly healthy for you, but I spent like all the pandemic on mushrooms, like literally 2 years constantly doing them. I was kind of like a hoodlum, so I was just like running around causing chaos and eating a shit ton of mushrooms with my friends in the park. But I think those were the best experience for me, and I think they're the perfect kind of like summertime experience, but you do need to be careful. Too much of anything is not a good thing. Remember, you have to do things in moderation. You have to do things in moderation, okay? You really need to make sure that you're in a controlled, safe environment, that you're with people you enjoy, that you are living a life that you enjoy, so then the trip can kind of be a good experience. If there's anything you're hiding or not wanting to think about deep down, it will be brought to the surface, but it will be dealt with correctly in a healthy manner. And I had a great time. What can I say? I probably will be doing them within the next couple weeks. Maybe LOL in Minecraft. Jokes. I don't know what's going to get me in trouble. But I think if you're going to do any sort of psychedelics, I think you need to be careful. It needs to come from a safe place. You need to be with safe people. And especially with mushrooms, be outside if you can. I remember like being with my two best friends that I'm going on this girls trip with, and we did... Have you ever heard of like Edward 40 hands or whatever it's called, where you take like two tall boys and you tape them to your hands? We did that with wine bottles one night and then ate like 3 grams of mushrooms each. And we were just like in my backyard dancing and singing under the lights and like having a good time and just connecting with each other and enjoying the fresh air and enjoying the grass on our feet and realizing maybe things aren't as serious as we might take them and we deserve a little break from the real world, and let's redirect our thoughts in a more positive manner. But I think it really shaped who I am, and that was a great little time and moment that gave me a lot of clarity and made me a little bit more secure in myself and made me understand myself a little bit more, especially as somebody who has a hard time with my emotions and understanding them and working through them. I think that was a positive experience for me. Even though I felt out of control, it like made me feel out of control in a good way, the same way like a roller coaster does, you know what I mean? The same way like an edible trip kind of does, where like if you eat too much of an edible, you're like, oof, I'm strapping in, you just got to ride the fucking roller coaster. Mushrooms are the same way, but please be safe. I've never done ayahuasca. I don't think it's something I ever really need to do, but I think you guys need to be your own separate people in your relationship, and I think you need to uplift that individuality. That's how you have the healthiest, best relationships. But
okay, hey girl, I literally just did the grossest shit. Listen to this. So I was just like smoking, doing my thing. My family just left from being in town for my graduation, and I like finally get to relax, you know? And I literally smoked, I hit my bong, and literally the bong water, like, I guess I inhaled too much and the bong water like came up in my mouth. I was like, this is actually the grossest shit. I need to scrub my mouth. Anyways, I've really been thinking about starting a podcast, and I feel like I don't know, I think I need to do a little more research on it, but it's just something I want to do. After graduating college, I'm like, what do I do with my time? Might as well start a podcast. And you've definitely inspired me for that. So I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you. I love you, adore you. Me and my cat, we love listening to you. But yeah, have a good one. Love you. Bye.
I think we all as smokers have definitely hit a bong so hard that we sucked water into our mouths. It is the worst experience ever. Makes me want to quit smoking. Usually it's just because your bong's too full. You don't want to fill it up that much. Like if you're pulling and you get like a little bit of water coming up, you start seeing it bubbling up, girl, just pour a little bit out. Anyways, I've been there. And yeah, if you ever want to do something, do it. That's why I do this podcast. I just want to show people that, like, no matter what, I think you should go after it. I don't care if you succeed. I don't care if you fail. I think if you have something that you're passionate about and you want to do, the best thing to do is just simply go after it. It's going to make you feel more connected to yourself. It's going to make you trust in yourself more. It's going to make you feel more secure in yourself because you have identified something you're passionate about and you're not letting other people dictate what you are. Only what you think of yourself dictates you. So yeah, fuck it. If I'm going to teach you one thing on this fucking podcast, it should be go after every single thing you want in your life, period. With that being said, I think that's it for our podcast, you guys. I know I need to get on with my day. I hope you had a wonderful week. Thank you for giving me a little week off last week. I was able to rest adequately so I could be here with you guys today. I hope you had a fun time with this podcast. And if you want to see more from me, follow me on Instagram at Hannah Marlene. I've been posting a lot there just because I realized I've been holding myself back a little bit and I love connecting with you guys. I'll be posting another cooking video on Wednesday. I posted another reel today. If you want to see the Patreon only podcast, follow the Patreon at SmokeSeshShoddy. I do Patreon podcasts there, astrology updates, manifestation, rituals, spells, chit chats with me, you know, fun things like that. And yeah, if you want to hang out more, come join the Patreon club. We have so much fun over there. But with that being said, I love you all so very much. Stay hot, stay sexy. I'm gonna go have the best little Gemini birthday of my life, little Gemini birthday weekend. And yeah, June 1st I'll be turning 25, so we'll do our birthday episode next week. But I'm so excited. It's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be a great week. Stay sexy, have fun, stay hot, do what calls to you, follow your passions, follow your desires, follow your sensuality, step into your true self, and I'll see you all next Tuesday. Mwah.